Hey Ann Arbor, Pete Cunningham here, flying solo again. Bob Gross couldn't join me today, but that's not going to keep me from recapping the World Cup, Day 11 in the books, and on to Day 12. But before I get on to Day 12, let's talk about Day 11's games. There were some good ones today. Started off with Portugal versus North Korea. Now, I was pretty happy with the first half of this game. North Korea only down 1 goal and looking decent, even though Portugal was pretty much dominating, and that pretty much is what happened in the second half. Portugal put up 6 goals, ended up winning 7-0, and basically rolling through, all but guaranteeing themselves a spot in the next round. This is, again, why it upsets me that Ivory Coast was so content with a tie against Portugal in that opening game. Now its fate basically lies in their ability to be able to blow out the North Koreans and to see if Brazil, a team that's already advanced, is willing to score a bunch of goals against Portugal, which I don't think they're gonna. I think Portugal and Brazil are gonna come out of this group. In the next game, you had the Swiss versus Chile, and the best joke I've heard of the tournament about the Swiss. Their defense is very unlike their cheese. There's no holes in it, and I can't take credit for that one, but it was a good joke nonetheless. The Swiss have a very, if this is possible, an exciting defensive team. Unfortunately, though, that it was a loss to Chile. I won't say unfortunate because actually Chile's a very exciting team. They came out with another 1-0 victory, and Chile is probably the most exciting team I've ever seen to come out with a pair of 1-0 victories. So those were some good games to watch. That group is still up for grabs, though. Could potentially have 3 teams with 2 wins, with one of them not being able to advance. So some good teams, but one of them is going to be staying home. Third game of the day, Spain versus Honduras, and Spain, like we predicted, got back to its winning ways and pretty much had their way with the Hondurans, only winning 2-0. Looked like they could have had 4 or 5 goals, actually, but that actually could come back to haunt them if they don't get a lot of games and a lot of wins in their third game, a lot of goals in their third game, because goal differential is really going to be a big issue in this group.
Hey, what's up, Ann Arbor? I'm riding a bike. You know what that means? Time for picks.
On to today's games, and for the next set of games in the third round of the group stages, there's one fortunate part of it. It's that you have 4 games a day as opposed to 3. But an unfortunate part of this is that the games will be going on simultaneously, 2 at a time, that is. There will be 2 games at 10 a.m. and 2 games at 2:30 p.m. They do this so that teams do not fix results, basically. Back in the 80s and once in the 70s, there were some teams that knew what had to happen for both to advance and would fix the game. In 1982, actually, once Austria and Germany agreed to have Germany win 1-0, because with that result, both teams would advance and Algeria would not. So the teams basically fixed the game, and to avoid situations like that, FIFA has these simultaneous starts. So the good news is there's 4 games on in one day. Bad news is you can't really watch them all at once. You'll have to check highlights and replays. But anyway, on to the actual games today. First off, you have France versus South Africa, and France is in disarray. Their coach is stepping down after the game. Players have been kicked off practice, and the French team hasn't even scored a goal so far. I mean, that being said, France is still very much a better team than South Africa. Let's face it, they have more talent, and even if their players aren't playing at 100%, they're a better team than South Africa. However, just hopefully for the host nation, they'll be able to pull this one off. That's why I'm taking South Africa in this one. Bob's taking France because obviously, I mean, it just seems silly that a team as quality as France wouldn't be able to A, score a goal, and B, get a win in the World Cup. So understandable there, but hopefully we'll see South Africa score. They'll probably still be the first host nation not to advance, but maybe they'll get a win out of it and give the home fans the send-off they deserve. On to the next game with this same group, Mexico versus Uruguay. Both these teams have been exciting to watch, in my opinion. I think Mexico is the class of this group, and that's why I'm picking them to win, as is Bob. But fair warning, folks, both these teams advance if they tie. So expect a boring game. Expect both teams to be cautious and to just be content with a 0-0 result. Nigeria and South Korea. I'm going to take South Korea in this one. Bob is actually picking the Nigerians, hoping that they bounce back from that bad result against Greece, in which a red card really affected the game. Neither result would really surprise me, but I'm going to take the South Koreans because of how organized they've looked so far. Last game of the day, Argentina versus Greece. Now, Argentina is who a lot of people are picking to win the game after seeing them win the tournament after seeing them play a few games. And I'm not one of those people, but I'm very impressed by them. I wouldn't be surprised if they were to make the final or were to actually win it. And I'll take them to win over Greece. I think Diego Maradona knows how important it is to keep his team clicking on all cylinders. We're not going to have mail today, like I said a couple days ago. Bob and I both like to chime in when you guys send us mail, so we'll wait till Bob gets back on that one. But as always, you can contact me, Peter Cunningham at AnnArbor.com. That's Peter Cunningham at AnnArbor.com. One day to the U.S. game. U.S. wins and they're in. So fire up, guys. It's almost time. Get excited for that one. And we'll let you know in tomorrow's cast what's going on with that. So as always, I'm Pete Cunningham. Bob Gross isn't with me today. I'm out.